sisters, I want to start by thanking you for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you. I am only here for one reason, to give you a choice. This election is not about Mike Stanton, nor is it about Bill Lucini. It's about your representation. Think about it. When this union of ours was formed many years ago, it was formed by letter carriers. Letter carriers like you and I. Letter carriers knew how to represent letter carriers because they knew of the trials and tribulations that they went through every day. Who knew then how to represent letter carriers, and who knows today how to better represent letter carriers? I'll tell you who. A real letter carrier. Do you get banged over the head every day with DOIS? I do. Do you have to explain why Red Plum or any other circular will take you longer? I do. Do your feet hit the pavement every day delivering mail? Mine do. Brothers and sisters, it is time for a letter carrier to voice our concerns at the big table in Washington, D.C. Through no fault of their own, I believe our national leaders have lost touch with us. They cannot see the issues as we see them. That is why we need our collective voices heard loud and clear. And if need be, someone has to have a dissenting voice if something adversely affects letter carriers. I want to be that voice. I am not a yes man. I have consistently challenged both management and our union when I thought it was appropriate, and I will continue to do so. You may ask what my qualifications are. First and foremost, I'm just like you, a letter carrier. I have carried mail and continue to do so for the past 25 years. In that time, I have proudly served NALC members as treasurer, shop steward, and president. While I come from a small office of only 20 routes and 42 members, we are one of the strongest branches I have ever come across, and that's why we're called the little branch that could. In my first year as shop steward, I filed 97 grievances. While we won most of them, more importantly, management knew that we would hold them accountable. After the first year, grievances dramatically dropped. They realized that we were a force to be reckoned with. I am very passionate about our rights, and I am very tenacious about representing letter carriers. I also firmly believe that I am representing your families as well as you. If your work life is not content and fulfilling, it will undoubtedly permeate into your personal lives. This is another reason why you need the right kind of representation. My goals are realistic. I want to see consistency in our dispute resolution process decisions. Too many times you hear or read how one DRT will issue a decision, and yet, with the same fact circumstances, a different DRT will issue a totally different decision. I also want to see a real appeal process for DRT decisions. The National is always touting our high resolution rate, but you, as well as I, know that some of these decisions are not rationally sound and therefore adversely affect the individual letter carriers. Not only do we need a high resolution rate, but we need a high resolution rate of correct decisions that will instill confidence and loyalty in all of our members. As far as the route adjustment processes go, I believe there are two issues. First, what is the big secret in telling us the months that the data will be evaluated? If we knew in advance, we could ensure the integrity of the data input by local managers. Also, it's not the route elimination process, it's the route adjustment process. So that means when the data shows it, put routes back, not phantom router time. I also believe there should be a National Letter Carrier Advisory Board. 2 members from each region would meet with our national officers so that our leaders can get it right from the horse's mouth as far as conditions on the workroom floor. These positions should be filled by letter carriers that are not full-time or part-time officers. Legislation. I personally believe that legislation is the most important function of this union at this time. If we lose one day of delivery, it will be the beginning of the end. I have always been active and effective with our legislation agenda. I am also very proud that 70% of our membership has elected to sign up for the COLSEP checkoff list. Whether it's doing walks, phone banks, or lobbying in Washington, D.C., the NALC has and can continue to always count on me. I would welcome a greater role in this arena. I am not here to promote negativity against my opponent. I have always believed if you use all your energies on a negative campaign, you are not confident and are, in fact, trying to distract people from the real issues that we face. It is high time for a different voice and a different approach. And it's not just happening here. Did you know that 5 of the 15 national business agent positions are being contested? That says to me that the status quo is no longer acceptable in this great union of ours. Finally, my brothers and sisters, I hope that you do realize that once again, we are the most trusted government agency and the 3rd most trusted public or private entity in the United States. That is not because of postal management, and with all due respect, it is not because of our national officers. It's because of you and me, letter carriers. So when it's time to cast your vote, trust yourselves. Don't let anyone tell you who to vote for. This is a personal decision that you have not had the opportunity to make in a very long time, if at all. Exercise your power wisely. If you are happy and content with what has been going on in Region 12, then the status quo is just what you want. But if you are not totally happy and content, then Michael Stanton is the right choice for you and for all of us. I can promise you representation with integrity, honesty, tenacity, passion, and intelligence. That's what we all deserve. I truly believe in every letter carrier across this nation, and I'm asking you to believe in me. And never, ever forget the struggle continues. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever way.